Once Upon a Time podcast, Season 1, Episode 8, Desperate Souls. I am your host, Molly Southgate, and with me is...
Martha Southgate.
And Rob Southgate.
Hi, guys.
Hi. Ooh, this is exciting. This was a good one.
Did we like this episode?
Yes!
I think we're going to say that with every episode.
Did I like this episode?
You know what? We're not inside of your skin there, so
what do you guys
know.
think?
I think you did, because it was about Rumpelstiltskin.
I think I did.
Dad, I think you loved it because it was about Rumpelstiltskin.
I did. I thought that was really cool. I loved getting all that backstory.
Yeah, it was really good.
I thought it was cool, too.
And,
Well, should we jump in?
I think we should.
Okay, wait. Before we jump in, usually we talk about the credit scene, like when it happens, but let's just talk for a second about that credit scene. So every episode, it shows us kind of what this episode is about in that credit, or one of the central characters. This time, what did we see, Mom?
This time, we saw a man riding on the horse.
Right, and it looked like he was holding like a torch or something,
yeah.
right?
And what were you going to say?
I thought it was the hunter guy that was rounding up all the 14-year-old kids.
Oh, yeah. Well, I thought, when I first saw it, I thought it was the Headless Horseman, which got me all excited, because now I'm thinking, we could have the Headless Horseman show up in this show!
So you were all a quiver?
I was a quiver.
Well, I saw that he had a head, though.
Yeah, but the Headless Horseman put a pumpkin on his head.
Right, but they
put a pumpkin where his head would be.
I felt like they showed a little bit more.
It was so
It didn't look like a pumpkin.
Oh, you're feisty today.
It did look like a pumpkin. It could be. I thought, oh yeah, that looks so much like a Headless Horseman too.
See? There you go. 2 against 1. We rule.
But I knew it was about Rumpelstiltskin.
Right.
I don't know. I was thinking, since we knew it was going to be about Rumpelstiltskin, like, what's this guy doing on here? What does he have to do with Rumpelstiltskin?
Well, now that we've all heard what all of us thought.
So why don't we find out what it had to do?
Yeah.
All right, so we find out Rumpelstiltskin has a son.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a shocker.
Uh-huh.
He doesn't come across like the family man type.
Well, and he really wasn't the family man, although he did love his son.
Oh, he did.
Very much.
He did love his son.
Mm-hmm.
And he loved his wife. He just failed her.
Fail.
Mm.
Yeah.
It happens to so many.
Oh,
she ran away.
Why is everyone looking at me?
She ran away because he was a coward.
Yeah.
They don't look at me for that.
No.
No way.
No.
I don't run away.
You don't.
No way.
When you were a kid, did you?
No. I didn't. I wasn't a fighty kid, though. I was a kid. My dad was a band director, so I thought all the band geeks were cool.
Ew.
So I wasn't.
Sorry, I did not mean to just say ew.
I wasn't a.
It's a natural reaction from a snobby high schooler. I'm kind of stuck.
Yeah, you're kind of stuck for what? 30 years?
Ish. All right. So who's taking teenagers and why?
They want to make it's an evil knight of the palace.
Uh-huh.
And he's taking teenagers once they turn 14. They go to fight in the Ogre Wars.
Right.
Oh.
So that's what he's doing. And it starts out with him coming and taking a 14-year-old girl.
Yeah.
And when the parents are trying to save her, there's some kind of weird force field.
Oh, that was so cool. It was like
I
vibrating.
Thought, well, what the heck is that? It was coming from a guy off in the field.
Once again, the guy with the cloak from the opening credits. It was the Headless Horseman.
It was not the Headless Horseman. And it was not the guy from the opening credits.
Yes, it was.
Who was it?
It was the evil knight.
No, it was
the dark one.
The dark one.
No,
and that was the guy that was in the field. Oh, you think it was the knight?
Yeah.
Well, good night.
Not the guy
You're wrong.
Not the guy with the force field. That was the dark one.
No, not the guy with the force field.
Well, oh my gosh, I'm so confused.
I'm so confused too.
That's what we were saying. Okay. So, back in Maine.
Oh, the same joke every time.
I didn't.
You meant it. I heard it in the inflection. Meanwhile, back in Maine.
Mr. Gold tells...
What's your favorite?
Meanwhile, back in Maine.
So you like it even when she says it?
Emma...
Meanwhile,
now you've got me
in
all
Maine.
verklempt. Okay. Mr. Gold tells Emma to wear the sheriff's badge. Because now Graham has been gone for 2 weeks. He is dead.
Oh, he's dead. Now, That was something that I found kind of shocking because we said in the last podcast, or I didn't know if he was totally dead. I thought that's weird. He's such a great character. How could you be kind of dead? Well, it's ever after.
That's weird.
He could
come back when the curse was broken.
Right. Well, you know what?
I think
that still could happen.
What? I never thought of that.
What?
You thought of it.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did, and then I thought it.
Were you reading my mind? Because I'm telling you, you got it from one of the cats. It wasn't me. I did not think that.
I was reading it from the cat's minds, I guess.
Okay. Darn those cats.
So he's dead, but now you're thinking he could come back when the curse is lifted.
Oh,
yes.
That's amazing. Okay, so, but for the time being, we're just saying he's dead. And I didn't think that would be the case, but now he is clearly dead. They buried him.
He's clearly most sincerely dead.
He is really, really, really dead.
Yes.
All right. So, so Mr. Gold shows Emma Graham's box of
Chocolates.
goodies.
Uh-huh.
It's what he left, all he had left in the world that anybody would want, and it's really sad that it all fit in this little box.
Yeah, and
it wasn't full. It was a jacket.
That sounds kind of lame,
and
too, if you ask me.
Walkie-talkies are not lame.
No, walkie-talkies aren't lame.
Walkie-talkies are cool.
Yeah, and now you need to fix both the berries and mine once I find both of them.
All about you, isn't it?
No! So me and Mom and you
so we
can
could play Ever After.
Okay.
I mean, Once Upon a Time. So he's showing her the box, and he encourages her to take the walkie-talkies so that she could play. What was she supposed to do with them?
Play with Henry.
And
Agent Cobra.
Yeah.
Right.
Whatever that thing is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it? Cobra?
Cobra, but not Agent.
He's not Agent Cobra. It's just the mission
it's
is called Cobra.
Cobra, something.
I thought it was Agent Cobra. That's the mission.
I am at a loss. Okay.
Each time.
It's something like that.
Every time I hear them say,
I don't think it's Agent.
No.
Mention the thing. They say Agent Cobra.
Oh, no, I know what they say. They say Operation Cobra.
There you go. Couldn't think of the word.
Yeah, I'm right. How dare you, sir?
But in the meantime, he's telling her, take these walkie-talkies to play with your son.
Yeah.
And he reminds her that time with children is precious.
Right.
Because now we're going to find out that he loses his son.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Well, I was
so
kind of
he's-
assuming that when this was going on, that we were going to find
Wait,
out something about that. What?
I forget how he loses his son. If they
Through a
don't,
hole in his pocket.
if they don't take him.
No, he's
Oh,
not
no.
Tom.
We'll get to it.
Tiny Tim.
Tiny
No, Tiny Tim wouldn't fit in this pocket.
Tiny Tim.
Tom Thumb. I was right the first
Plus, you'd be
time.
able to hear him because he's singing Tiptoe Through the Tulips.
Right. Wrong Tiny Tim.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry.
So Henry wants them to stop messing with the curse.
Uh-huh.
And he says to Emma, she killed Graham because he was good and you're good. This is probably best. We don't want to upset her. Who are they talking about?
They're talking about the evil queen.
Right.
The mayor.
Right. Well, and she doesn't fight fair, but this was one of my favorite lines right here. He says, good has to fight fair, evil doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was a really great line because that really defines what's going on here, too. Emma's bound to be good.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to see her wrestle with that here, but she doesn't really wrestle because she is good.
Mm-hmm.
And the queen,
Uh-huh.
not so good.
Yep.
So when Emma was at Rumpelstiltskin's,
Uh-huh.
at Mr. Gold's, I'm sorry,
Yes.
one of the things that he said to her is that it's been 2 weeks since Graham died. And that means that she's been acting as sheriff. She is now sheriff. He notices she has her deputy badge on. He's like, you don't wear that anymore. You're the sheriff.
Mhm.
And he tells her, this is how this is in this town. You are now acting as sheriff. You are sheriff because it's been 2 weeks. It's after that she's talking to the mayor.
Yeah,
and the
in
mayor,
her office. She's in Graham's office, and she starts to she's kind of getting herself settled.
Getting things ready,
and
yeah.
the mayor says, no.
Yeah.
You are not the mayor. I mean, you are not the
I hope she's not the mayor.
I have appointed somebody else.
Uh-huh.
And who is it?
Mr. Glass.
Right. Well, it's so funny because she says, after some
Reflection.
Yeah. And so she fires Emma.
Yep.
Oh, and Emma's not happy. What does Emma go home and do?
She attacks the toaster.
and
turns on loud rock music.
Yep.
And attacks the toaster.
And
that was really funny, too, because I was trying to figure out what she was doing there.
Yeah, that toaster was obliterated.
And when Mary Margaret says, "What are you doing to the toaster?" She
says, "Is the toaster broken?"
I didn't even identify
and Emma
it as a
says,
toaster.
"It wasn't when I started."
Oh my
so
gosh,
what the heck was she doing to that toaster? But Mr. Gold comes over, and he says one of my favorite lines. He says, "Two people with a common goal can accomplish many things, but two people with a common enemy can accomplish even more."
Yeah.
So he's saying, we have a common enemy, and think about what we can do in this community if we put our heads together and defeat this woman.
But also Henry has a common enemy, which is the evil queen.
The evil queen and Rumpelstiltskin.
Yeah. So,
although in this one, isn't this the one where he reveals to Emma that Rumpelstiltskin who Mr. Gold is? Because before that, she said, "Oh, well, I was talking to Mr. Gold," and he's like, "No, he's an evil one too. Mm-hmm. You need to stay away from him." Yeah. I jumped ahead there, though.
That's okay. So let's go back to fairy tale world. So Rumpelstiltskin is trying to escape with his son, and because his son is going to turn 14 in 2 days.
Yeah.
So they're running along. They meet a beggar man. And I don't remember what happens in that exchange.
Well,
he's saying money for the poor, money for the poor.
Alms for the poor.
Right, and Rumpelstiltskin, who doesn't look like he has much in his pockets, gives the guy something. And the guy's, "Oh, thank you.
Yeah. And he helps him save his son.
Well, right, but just then, that evil knight guy shows up with some henchmen.
With his posse.
Yep, they come rolling up. And they're going to take the boy right now. He says, "You're trying to escape, and, we're going to just take him now." Mm-hmm. And Rumpelstiltskin is like, no. And the knight humiliates him. He makes him kiss his boot.
And then they kick him. He kicks him in the face.
And do you remember what he called him when he figured out who he was?
Hobblefoot.
He did call him Hobblefoot, but he also called him the man who ran.
Yeah.
Because when he fought in the Ogre Wars, he ran. Right, he ran when he was supposed to and got a bunch of people killed. So he's humiliated. And then he tells, right in front of his kid, how it was that action that caused his wife to be humiliated, and she left.
Yeah.
So this is really bad for Rumpelstiltskin. And once again, at this point, Rumpelstiltskin's still, like, a nice guy.
Yeah,
but now the son is looking at him differently, and he's saying, "Wait a second, Mom left? I thought she died." And he said, "Oh, well, she did die."
Right.
So we don't even know that story yet.
We don't know that story.
Did she really just leave, or is she dead? And it's...
Oh, I think I know.
What?
I think she might have died in the Ogre... I think maybe she might have died in the Ogre Wars.
You think?
Okay.
Maybe.
You're just guessing.
I'm just guessing.
Okay.
Like maybe she fought instead of him. Like she went off to take his place and got killed.
Mm-hmm.
That's a possibility.
Uh-huh.
Kind of like a Mulan thing. She dressed up like a boy and went off and fought.
Well, no, they let girls. Girls are.
Oh, okay. Well, then it wasn't a Mulan thing. Marth, what are you talking about?
Although this might have been a long time ago. I don't know if they did back then, but now they were taking a 14-year-old girl.
Right.
Yeah.
So the mayor, Emma finds out that the mayor can appoint a candidate, but she can't just give someone a job.
Right. Well, this is because Mr. Gold starts going through the town charter and figures this out. So he's really helping her out here. But I don't know about you, but I don't trust him.
Oh, no, of course not.
And Emma doesn't know he's bad yet, so she's trusting him. But it's just like his magic. When he helps you, there will be a price.
And Emma and Sydney now have to run against each other.
I know. An amazing line. When Henry says, "You've already had one deal with Mr. Gold, you don't want another."
Right. Right. Because you don't know what the repercussions of that deal are going to be.
Well, he says, let's say this first. Mr. Gold is in his shop, and the mayor walks in, and she's talking to him about this what's
The
going on with this
situation.
situation. And he says contracts have always been a passion of mine.
Right.
But Henry finds
Now, do you
out...
think she knows that he knows he's Rumpelstiltskin? I'm convinced he knows.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know if she is fully aware or if she just knows, because she's knows.
She's just scared of him.
Yeah, because he's dangerous.
He's more dangerous than she is.
But I don't think she knows fully that he knows exactly what's going on.
I do.
You do.
I fully believe that they are on equal footing as far as that goes, but she knows that he's more dangerous than...
I think it's unsaid, and she's afraid to say it.
Yeah.
So she doesn't want to say, I know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got that card he's not going to play until the right time. That's what I think.
I don't know. But so Henry finds out that he was born while Emma was in jail.
Yep, jailbird baby.
And
just like you, Molly.
What?
Oh, so this was a funny scene. So so here he is sitting in the diner.
Oh, wait. Yeah, I forgot what he said, but I love that one.
I'll start you out.
Yeah.
She says, "Tell me you aren't going to be scarred by this for life." And he responds back, "I'm not. Well, not by this." Meaning, I'm going to be scarred for life by many other things, but this particular...
there's plenty of things going on here that are going to scar Henry.
Particular tidbit of information is not going to be the thing that pushes me over the edge.
Yes.
Right.
But he said Mr. Gold is worse than she is.
Yeah.
So he fully believes that Mr. Gold is worse than the evil queen.
Right, and he knows who he is, and he hasn't told Emma yet, but he's just given her some warning.
And you already owe him one favor. You don't want to owe him more. Don't do this.
Right. Stay
so
clear.
as you had said, Molly.
Yeah.
That's what. So the Emma and the mayor are walking out of the mayor's office at work.
Right.
And there's an explosion.
Oh, man.
Yes, there's a giant explosion, and Emma runs off, leaving the mayor, but then...
Because she's trapped.
Yeah, she didn't really run off. She looked like she was going up the stairs.
They wanted you to think she was.
And they made it look like Emma was thinking of running off, but she wasn't, was she?
No.
She was trying to figure out what's the best way to fix this.
So how did she save her?
But the queen, of course, assumes the worst and is like...
Because the queen would have left her.
Oh, yeah. She's like, where are you going? You're leaving me. Well, of course, because that's what the queen would do.
Right.
Yeah.
But Emma wasn't. Emma was figuring out what's the best escape route.
Yeah. Emma grabbed one of those squirty gas thingies. What are those called?
Fire extinguisher?
Yeah.
And then that was my nickname in college, Squirty Gas Thingy.
Ew.
Yeah.
So she grabs a fire extinguisher and does what? Extinguishes
the fire.
Hence the name.
Oh, very good.
And then
she extinguishes the squirty gas thingy too.
Right.
So what does the mayor say to her when she gets her out of there? Do you remember? What did she...
I don't remember.
Emma drags her out of there and sets her down, and she complained that she put her down wrong.
Right.
And Emma was like, I just saved your life, and you're telling me that I just set you down wrong, you know?
Yeah, she's just nasty.
So nasty.
Yeah.
Well, then we see, the fire department show up, and townspeople show up, and immediately the mayor starts spinning this against Emma. Like...
Yeah.
She doesn't want Emma to get, in the town's good graces over this.
Right, but the townspeople want to use the picture of Emma saving her to make her posters for the election. So they're rallying around her.
Oh, yeah. They're thinking this is great.
Yes.
I know all of the members of Operation Cobra are doing it.
Yes, right. It's all those people. Well, and then as Emma's walking away, what does she see?
She sees, Mr. Gold's lamb's wool.
Right, the stuff that he was using in his shop that smelled so bad is the same stuff that was used to start that fire.
So she knows that Mr. Gold started the fire.
Yeah.
Before we go on, let's go back to Rumpelstiltskin and his son, because there's just a quick little scene. His son is willing to go fight for the war. Yeah. And Rumpelstiltskin is saying, no, No.
Yeah.
Which is why I think that might be the case with the mom.
Oh, wait, I missed a part. If Rumpelstiltskin meets up with that beggar guy who says, if you steal the dagger, you can control the Dark One.
Right. Because that is saying that they're not controlling the Dark One. It's because they have the dagger, and on the dagger is the Dark One's real name.
Yeah.
By saying that name, you control the Dark One.
Right.
Yeah.
So he decides that's what he's going to do. So he's telling his son, I'm going to go steal this dagger. And the son is saying, wait a second, I'm just going to go fight for the war. We don't have to do this.
Right. This is what my responsibility
is. His son is clearly much more level-headed and much more
which is why, once again,
good.
I think that the wife may have replaced Rumpelstiltskin in the war, and she had that same thing that the son does. Like, no, this is what you do. You go off and you fight.
Yeah.
And he's trying to weasel his way out of it.
So he's going to go get this dagger no matter what. He's not listening.
Right. And let's be honest here with Rumpelstiltskin. We say he's weaseling his way out of it, but really, he's a father desperate to protect his son. He may have weaseled his way out of the war initially, but he's also really looking to protect his son.
So, but he's not being that altruistic because he's also wanting this power because he's...
Well, of course.
Yeah, so...
Because then he can just defeat all the guys that are taking the people.
Right. He says he's going to use that to stop them from taking the kids, and he'll be in charge then, and
so
what have you.
So he and his son set fire to the castle.
Right. And he runs in and he finds the dagger. And the dagger has the name...
Do you remember what it says on it?
Zozo.
Zozo.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that means. It's just
I think it was a Led Zeppelin album.
No. It was Zozo.
Do you know if you write ZO-ZO and then you turn it so that it's running upright, it spells the word onion. There's a little tip for you. We'll have to try that. ZO-ZO. ZO-ZO.
Except that has nothing to do with this because it spells ZOSO.
Right, but I was telling her, she said it was ZO-ZO. It spells nothing if you turn it upright.
Right.
So take that.
So Mary Margaret sees David. They're putting up posters for their candidates. And he tells her he got a job at the animal shelter. So she looks over and sees that he's putting up posters supporting Sidney Glass.
Right.
And she looks...
No. Wasn't that Emma?
Well, no, it was Emma was there putting up posters.
No, Mary Margaret.
Oh, no, Mary Margaret was. It was Mary Margaret.
And she's standing there, and he was putting up a poster of Sidney Glass, and Mary Margaret looked shocked.
And she was putting up a poster for Emma.
Because she thought, why are you supporting him? And he says, his wife, my wife is friends with the mayor.
Right. Of course she is.
So because that's why they're together. They're not together because they're supposed to be together. They're together because she's done something to cause
it's orchestrated by the mayor, of course.
And so Mary Margaret is very upset, because she can't
understand how this guy that she likes, but she doesn't want to admit she likes, could possibly be supporting the Glass guy. And
be married to somebody who's friends with the mayor.
Right.
There's nothing about that computes in her brain.
No.
So Rumpelstiltskin summons Zozo. And who do we find out Zozo is?
It's the beggar man.
He's that
was
guy.
Quite shocking. Yeah. Did you expect that?
He was the guy from X-Files.
I know. Yes, he was. Brad Dourif.
He kills him, and then he realizes it's the beggar man. And he's like, but he's not really eager to take the dagger out for some reason.
Right.
Well, because he's already done the deed. But when he pulls the dagger out, what does it say? It doesn't say Zozo on it anymore.
It says Rumpelstiltskin.
And do you know what does the beggar say to him about magic?
Except I have to do his voice. All magic comes with a price.
Yes.
Yeah.
I couldn't do my...
You can't do
magic comes with a price.
Well, there, you did it.
And he says that he chose Rumpelstiltskin because he said, I know how to recognize a desperate soul.
Hence the name of
Yeah.
the episode. Woohoo!
Uh-huh.
Except it says desperate souls in the episode.
Ah, who's the other desperate soul?
We know because he says it to this person later in the episode.
Okay, I didn't pay attention enough.
I did. Well, luckily
Woohoo!
I'm here for both of you.
Excellent.
Yes, good.
I'm going to learn something new
So,
right now.
Jiminy
Uh-huh.
Cricket, well, I shouldn't call him that.
Dr. Hopper.
Dr. Hopper is talking about how they should be doing their debate as they're about to jump into a political debate, that they should just use their conscience.
Right.
And he said,
Mm-hmm.
he talks about the mirror and reflection.
And we should reflect on this.
And everything. So it's very interesting how they're using these play on words a little bit. Emma outs Mr. Gold as the one who set the fire in front of everybody in the town.
But she does it to flip over her cards, to be honest, and say, I was involved with this guy. I don't deserve this. I may not have known this was happening, but it happened because of this.
But it takes a tremendous amount of courage to go against him.
Sure.
And it really not the smartest thing to do if you want to live.
Right.
But
and he leaves. He gets out of there, and Mr. Glass and the mayor both have very smug looks because they know that was political suicide right there. She just
not just that, he will not allow her to.
Yeah, she's in trouble with Gold, and she's never going to win sheriff, right?
So Henry gives Emma the walkie-talkie because she stood up to Mr. Gold, and so now he's thinking, okay, we can do this.
And he says Operation Cobra is back on.
And he said, I should never have given up on Operation Cobra because he was doing it out of weakness and out of fear.
Right.
And because Emma stood up to Mr. Gold, he had the courage then to stand up to everybody and keep going with the Operation Cobra to expose this curse. So they're in the diner, of course, Emma and Henry, and in walk Mr. Sidney Glass and the mayor.
Right. And she thinks they're there to gloat, like, oh, well, you lost that one. But that's not the case,
What happened?
She won.
Right. Why did she win?
Because she told the truth.
Right. And the townspeople got behind her and supported her.
And the mayor said they're more afraid of Mr. Gold than they are of me.
Right.
And so they were really.
So she's the sheriff now.
Yep.
Yeah.
And she said, the mayor has a funny line here. She says to Emma, "You didn't pick a great friend in Mr. Gold, but he makes a superlative enemy. Have fun. Have fun with that."
Yeah, right.
It was just fantastic because she's thinking, I won. I
just killed two birds with one stone.
Exactly.
Now he's going to be occupied with you, and you get to deal with Mr. Gold.
Exactly.
Which is kind of the truth, because what happens next? Do you remember? Well, first of all, Rumpelstiltskin does go back with his son, and when they come to take the son...
What did he do?
This was so amazing.
They were going to take his son, and he has the sword now.
Oh, yeah, so he kills all the guards.
Right in
he goes
front of his
one
son.
after the other. Bam, 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 kills them all. It's like the Matrix.
Well, he didn't
awesome.
shoot him.
No, he stabs him with that knife.
So I don't think you make a bam sound when you stab somebody.
No, but I was thinking of like in
You make
X-Men, they make a bamf sound when they disappear and like move fast. Like
No,
bamf.
no, like
It's more of a
slash.
Yeah, a slosh. It's more of a like a slurpy noise.
What?
Yeah.
You guys should be Foley artists.
No, we shouldn't. Clearly, we
you
shouldn't.
really should.
So Mr. Gold is in Emma's office,
And
he gives her Graham's jacket, and he said that he set the whole thing up so that she would defy him, so that she would win.
Yeah. So no matter what, this guy always has the upper hand.
And you know why? Do you know why he wanted her to win?
He wanted her to win because there's something about him in this I forgot.
He set her up to defy him so that she would win, so that she could then do his bidding through the sheriff's office, because she needed him to do
He
take
thinks
care of
that
some
she's going to be a
favors.
puppet now.
Yeah.
Which he didn't have with Graham because the mayor had Graham.
And so here we go. He says everyone's afraid of Regina, but they are more afraid of me.
Right.
And then he says, I know how to recognize a desperate soul.
Oh, see, I didn't catch that. So she's the other desperate
She was
soul.
desperate enough that he knew she would take the bait and do what he was asking.
But
and
did she
win.
really?
Yes.
Or did he just manipulate the situation? Because she did start to take the bait, not knowing. But then when she thought she had it figured out, she thought she was defying
It was too late.
So
she had already started to work with him. You can't, and she had already.
So he knew that he could manipulate her,
yeah.
but then he just took control of the situation.
And so he's going to use her position to help him in the future. So we'll see how this plays out. Because she's not going to be able to say no to him coming up in the future here.
Very cool.
Nothing.
Well, there we go.
There we go. Excellent. Well, that was it.
This
Unless you guys have anything more.
Yeah, this is one of those episodes that really pushes the series forward.
Right.
Because now Graham is out.
Yeah.
She's the sheriff.
Right.
It starts a whole new trajectory. Now she's in with Gold.
Yeah, we're getting past that
owes
initial,
him.
let's set this up and kind of tell you what's going
Choose
on
him
now.
double.
We have already seen one person regain their memories
We've seen somebody die.
of the fairy tale world.
Yes, and then he dies.
But I'm just saying, this is going to really, it's starting to gain some real momentum. That's going to take this in a different path. So
I'm happy when they were squeezing the heart to make Graham die. I was happy that it
Why, you
didn't
hated
make,
Graham?
No, that it made it.
Oh, you're so mean.
That it didn't make the slashy noise.
Oh.
no, because it was dust. It went to ashes.
Yeah.
Right.
I thought even it would just
Slurp. Yeah. Just a gooey.
Once again, Foley artist Molly Southgate.
All right, well let's wrap this up.
Let's wrap it up. Well, thanks for listening, everybody. This has been the Ever After podcast, where we talk about Once Upon a Time, if you couldn't guess that. You can also hear our other Once Upon a Time podcast, Ever After in Wonderland, which now is on its own feed. So you can follow us on iTunes, on Stitcher. We're actually on about 30 other different podcast directories. So if you have a favorite, type in Ever After and see if we're there, because very likely we are.
And if we're not, and you have a favorite and you don't see us on there, let us know, and we'll
let us know, and we'll find a way to get on it. Or also, you can go to our website and hear our past episodes and hear our other shows
and
there.
You can also hear us on Facebook. You can now listen on Facebook.
Yes. And our website is
www.southgatemediagroup.com.
Excellent. One other thing I want to point out on there is at our website, we also have some sponsors for our shows now. There's audible.com, so if you're looking for audiobooks, you can click on that and follow the link, and you can get a free trial, a free month of Audible. And if you like it,
I really want to do.
Yeah, it's awesome. You can also, this is one that we're just adding, and by the time this airs, by the time you can listen to this, it'll be on the site. We have a sponsor called T-Shirt Bordello, who make really cool, geeky T-shirts. They have a fantastic Doctor Who T-shirt.
Oh, tell them. You just got one. Tell them what yours is.
It's Horton Hears a Who. It's got a TARDIS. It's gray with a TARDIS, and then Horton walking around it.
It's fantastic.
Uh-huh.
So what you do is you just click on that link, and it'll take you right to T-Shirt Bordello, and that helps support our show if you order one of those. And they have a number of different geeky, weird T-shirts. It's really fantastic. Yep. And we also have Entertainment Earth on there, which is a site that has tons of really cool toys and action figures and bobbleheads. And you can click on just about any show out there, and there's stuff. I'm sure there's Once Upon a Time there. Wouldn't it be great if they had Ever After toys?
Yeah.
You could have the three of us sitting on a couch. Kind of in-action toys, I guess that would be. Yeah.
Lethargic toys.
Lethargic toys. All right, so please go to our website, click on those links, and go to our sponsors. It helps support us, and it shows them that they were wise in supporting us themselves. That's it, everybody. Let's finish it like every great fairy tale ends.
Happily ever after.
The end. If you would like to donate to help pay for this and other Southgate Media Group podcasts, simply go to our website, southgatemediagroup.com, and click on the donate button. It can be as little as $1 or, well, as much as you want. Help keep this fun going by supporting this and our other shows. Thanks again for listening, everyone. You're the best fans in the world.